Tom, do you care to present your next watch?
I've gone for my next one for a Maurice Lacroix. Now,
about 50p.
Now, Maurice Lacroix is a brand that I often sort of struggle to place in my mind. That's more my fault than theirs.
Yeah.
They sort of sit on the periphery of my mind. I'm not sure if they're like one of these very crafty, artisanal independents or if they're, a kind of more sort of mainstream. And I think the reason for that is because now, as I've sort of delved into their catalogue, they do sort of straddle. They can go sub 1K watches all the way up to £10,000 for some of their pieces. They've got the Masterpiece line, which can look very, very complicated and very ornate and audacious and things like that. But I've gone somewhere in the middle.
Well, I'm glad you told me that. It gives me a good guess on the price there, doesn't it?
Oh, I shouldn't have said that.
Well, it's too late now.
So this is the Maurice Lacroix Pontos Day Date. It's a 41mm bronze case again, Andrew. That's not rose gold. I'm going to give you a little hint. Now you're a bit more familiar with the price of bronze, the going rate for bronze these days. It's got a green sunray brushed and bead blasted dial. Doesn't that sound nice?
It does. It looks very nice.
Day of the week at 12, date at 6, brown calf leather strap, and inside is the automatic ML143 movement. Now, ML, I can only guess, stands for Maurice Lacroix, which says to me in-house. So, I'm gonna go out and say this is a completely in-house movement, even if that's totally inaccurate.
Am I allowed to corroborate that information before placing my guess?
No, you cannot Google anything. You have to take what I'm saying at face value.
I very much like the little motif of a guy like peeking up from a hole.
What, you mean the M?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very nice, isn't it? The golden arches at the at the top there. It's synonymous with quality. But what is nice is you've got this little step down from the bezel onto the side of the case, which gives you these sort of almost crown guards on the side of the case, and then that step you can see again on the lugs there, which is very nice. That reminds me of something like a Patek Philippe 24, one of those very expensive watches. You know the ones I mean. So yeah, all in all, I think this is a very fetching watch. Great lines, great form, and that green and bronze just strikes a very rich, luxurious tone. Don't you agree, Andrew?
I do. I also think that I've already made the mistake of overpricing bronze in the very recent past. I'm going to hazard a guess that my immediate price, that I think it is probably too high. But I would say that you've got a bit of complication there. You've got the day and the date. You've got bronze. You've got green. You've got ML. You've got golden arches, bronze arches. I think this watch RRPs for around £4,000.
Whoopee! You just taken a bath, my friend.
Oh no!
You just taken a poo with your clothes on. This is £1,800.
Oh, you threw me with the whole middle of the range. That's cheating. Boo! Dirty, dirty Tom.
Don't look at what I'm saying. Look at where I'm going to say it.
Okay, gotcha.
That's my advice to you. All right.
Right. I'm gonna have to try and claw some points back here. This is not looking good. Okay, here we go. Look at this watch now.
Oh, now I've heard of these.
A whole load of stuff here. Do you remember the last one we were looking at? Do you remember how it had all that nice hand finish looking dial, looked very expensive, and the kinds of prices that we were talking about there? Similar sort of thing. Look at that dial. We are talking here a collaboration with Massenelab. We are talking Swiss made. Yeah, regulator. That's a complication where you separate the hours and the minutes and the seconds so they each have their own dial.
Yeah.
Again, we've got heat blued hands. We've got a rhodium plated chapter ring and subdials. And then look at that gold grain. Doesn't that remind you of that very, very expensive Lange & Söhne Handwerkskunst? This, my friend, is a very expensive watch, and it looks every bit of it. Tell me I'm wrong, because if you do, you'll be lying.
I'm going to give you £20,000 for this one.
£20,000? I'm not even going to ask if you care to change your mind, because I've written it down now. Tom, I'm very pleased to tell you. I'm feeling very smug. This watch costs £3,200.
Can I change what I said?
No. What I neglected to tell you is that all of the money goes into the way this thing looks on the outside. In the back, Swiss-made Sellita movement, kind of run-of-the-mill, not particularly exciting.
Oh, I didn't even ask you about the movement. Oh, When you say stuff, I kind of drift off a bit, so it's my fault, really.
I've been told that a lot. But nevertheless, you can call me all the names you like. You got this one wrong, and you're going to suffer for it.
Stop withholding valuable information that pertains to the cost of the watch I'm trying to guess.
That information was there for you to ask about, and you didn't ask.
Fine.
Your go.
Now, I'm not sure you're familiar with this brand. I stumbled upon them a little while ago, and it stuck with me. Now, this is a Giuliano Mazzuoli. 1,000 apologies if I'm mispronouncing that, Giuliano. But this is the manometro, or the manometer, meaning pressure gauge.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
This, Andrew, is a glorious combination of the best Swiss technology and Italian design. Designed by Giuliano in his workplace in the rolling hills of Tuscany surrounding Florence.
Very nice.
As you can see, it's a very simple design based on a pressure gauge, and that's very blatant in its appearance. So it's a cylindrical polished case, 45 millimeters in diameter, 14 millimeters in height, so it's very thick. Large stainless steel crown at 2 o'clock. The dial colour, as you can see here in polished ivory, also comes in black, blue, green, white, silver or red. The strap is a handcrafted Tuscan calfskin Florentine leather that is inserted directly into the case with ergonometric support inserts and an Ardillian steel buckle. Now that sounds expensive, doesn't it?
It sounds painful.
That's going to cost you.
Yeah, noted.
50 metres of water resistance.
Mm-hmm. Ironically, can't withstand that much pressure then.
Shut up. Now, it's a very simple design based on a very simple instrument. You know, it's an easy to read thing. But to me, the design just feels very, very Italian. I don't know what it is, but it emits a certain charm. You know, you could see this in a, jaunty garage in Tuscany, or, on the dash of an old biplane soaring over the Adriatic Sea. It just feels like there's a really nice history there, like a classic Italian history. How much are you going to give me for this watch?
I really like the design of this thing. It's lovely. It's so nice. It kind of reminds me of the Speedo on a Vespa or something like that. I like that it's Italian. I like that big crown. It's just a bit different. I like the name, Mazzuoli. I like that it's Swiss made, which is of course where all the best Italian things are made, not in Italy. So I know that it will last me as well and it won't catch fire. There's not much fault that I can apply to this watch. I think it's a really, really nice watch and it's doing something completely unique, and that makes me want to put a good price on it. I think this is a £3,000 watch, Tom.
You have assessed that fairly. It's €3,000, £2,700.
I'm pleased with that. That's regardless of the how cheap or expensive this watch looks. It kind of is a little bit beyond that, really. It's not about it looks fancy. It's not about that at all. It just looks cool.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Here we have, Tom, the Agelocer, and I would like to emphasise the next word, the Agelocer Tourbillon series.
Ah.
We've got skeletonized. We've got twin barrel. We've got flying tourbillon, all in this lovely, lovely watch. You can see everything going on in there. This now, I'm pitching this against your Roger Dubuis.
Right, okay, well you may well pitch it against that, but I'm not getting that at all.
What do you mean?
What, the name of this brand, Agelocer?
Agelocer. That's very European sounding, like very.
Yeah. Very European via Google Translate.
No, Tom. The website that I found this watch on has .ch as the domain name. So
.ch as in .China.
No, this watch is sold on a website that is registered in Switzerland.
Right,
Tom,
okay.
That is heritage. That is quality. That is expense. Tourbillon, skeleton, .ch. Don't think too much. Just hear those words and say a number.
I think they've reversed the charges on the website hosting from .China. Yeah, I'm not convinced. This is giving me. I think skeletonization and that open heart stuff is something that cheap watch brands can use to fool you. I'm gonna say this costs £1,000.
£1,000. Are you sure?
Yeah, that's reasonable. That's reasonable.
Well, you're bang on. It is exactly £1,000, and it is exactly Chinese as well.
Nice.
We're in a funny old place, aren't we, where when you see something that's highly skeletonized and with a tourbillon, you go, hang on a minute, that seems Chinese.
Yeah, it's the big logo as well, isn't it? The text is too big. It's something that they can't get over. They need to put their weird made-up name really big on the dial, and that's a giveaway.
Well, there you go, China. A little bit of a top tip for you there. Cool it with the logo size. Point size down a little bit. Tom, this is your last opportunity to snatch this back or get further into the lead. I'm not quite sure at this stage.
Okay, well, now you're in for some because I propose to you the William Wangen. I think that's how you say it.
The Stephen Mangan, did you say?
Yes. William Wangen is very much the Wario to Stephen's Mangan.
Wow, look at that. Do I see diamonds, Tom? Do I see gold? Do I see skeletonization?
You see the appearance of all those things, yes. But all I can tell you is that this is a 40mm stainless steel watch with a mechanical hand-wound movement. Mm-hmm. That's as specific as I can be. I'm not withholding any details. They are.
All right, Tom. Is that the word winner I see at 6 o'clock on the dial?
Yes, this is the William Wangen Born to be a Winner number 1. Number 1 of about 16 Born to be a Winner watches that they make. Yeah, and what else can I say? You can see it. This is a high impact, high concept watch.
I mean, this is screaming to me success piece, like made it. This is the watch you buy after you've bought your 4th yacht, I would say, just by the sheer nature of how ornate it is.
Absolutely. I want you to tell me how much you would pay for this watch.
They can't want more than 500 quid for this thing, surely.
500 quid?
Yeah.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
This watch costs £92.95.
No way. £92. But it's got real imitation diamonds in it, Tom.
Yeah, it's the cathedral of wristwatches. And they're only charging £92.95. I mean, that is on sale, down from £309.99.
Oh, no. I think this is going to hurt me, because that's a pretty big multiplication factor. That's like a 5 times factor.
Yeah. I mean, you may have even valued it higher if I'd read some of the reviews.
Better than expected.
Roy says, masterpiece. I believe I had the watch on less than 2 minutes before attention was drawn to my wrist. I'm constantly asked, where did you get it? Couldn't be happier with the purchase. Good luck to you, Roy. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, William Wangen. Don't sleep on them. There's only 9 days left of this sale. And yeah.
And it's probably my undoing. Tom, I've got one last chance to try and regain my credibility back. So behold, if you will, my final watch, and I think it's going to be a bit of a shocker. Are you ready?
Go for it. Oh.
It's not a huge amount I need to say about this, really. I think you're very familiar with the Jaeger-LeCoultre Reverso.
You just want me to remember how much it costs.
This is, I've not tried to trick you, this isn't a lady's watch. This is a 40mm tool watch. This is a proper one. Blued steel hands, stainless steel. Lovely, lovely, lovely. This is a JLC Reverso. You can buy it. No tricks, Tom. No tricks. In fact, just go for it. Just tell me how many tens of thousands of pounds you would pay for this watch.
Hang on a minute, you little bitch.
What?
What's on the other side?
What do you mean what's on the other side? It's the Reverso. You got this, you turn it over, stainless steel case back, which was designed to protect the watch during polo matches from, the ball is very hard and the game is very rough. so you can turn the case over to protect the crystal.
The ones that they wear during polo matches are not the ones with miniature masterpieces painted on the back by some of the finest artisans that Switzerland has to...
But Tom, even this is a JLC, even the one where you've just got a steel case back, and there's nothing there but the steel case back, that's still an expensive watch. That's £8,000 to £10,000. I mean, I'm giving it away for you, Tom.
I think a steel JLC Reverso is about £7,000 to £8,000. I'll be generous and say £8,000, but I think it's about £7,000.
Tom, are you sure about that? I feel like a JLC Reverso is a timeless watch, icon, a classic, a piece of Art Deco memorabilia, known the world over for... Patek Philippe almost released one of these with JLC. Oh, is 8 all you're giving me for this watch, Tom?
Yeah, I think so. I think the Reverso is... It is an iconic, classic timepiece, but I think it's almost like their bread and butter, isn't it? And I think they have... Your standard steel one is round about £7,000 to £8,000. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
So that's what I'm going to give you for it.
I'm taking your £8,000, Tom. I'm pleased to tell you, Tom, this is £4,650.
Ah,
Do you know why it's £4,650?
Why?
Because you forgot to ask me if it was a quartz or not. Ha ha!
Oh, I didn't know they did quartz.
This is the Caliber 657, which is actually a very, very pretty quartz movement. It's made to the same high standards as the mechanical ones, but it means that you can buy this awesome watch. There's no seconds hand to tell you that it's a quartz or a mechanical.
Yeah.
You can buy into that whole thing for £4,650, which I think is tremendous value for this brand and this watch.
That's great. I didn't know they did quartz. Oh, that's interesting. Cool.
Well, there you go.
When you flip it though, do you see like the little quartz movement inside of the sapphire case back?
There's actually there's a battery hatch on the back which you can open with a 2p piece.
Yeah. Excellent.
So, dear viewer and listener, whilst I tot up the scores and see if I can even work out who has won, why don't you post in the comments below who you think won? Because I think it was me. I'm sure Tom thinks it was Tom.
Yeah, cheers. Thanks, guys.
We're going to find out very shortly. We're just going to play this back live while I work this out. Just why not? So, Tom, the numbers are in. I have crunched all the mathematics, pushed all the buttons, and whizzed all the doodahs. It all came down to the William Wiener. The William Wiener means that you, Tom, won this round.
Yay.
So, well done, I guess.
Thanks.
Well, that was a lot of fun, and I hope you, dear viewer and listener, enjoyed it too. I think maybe some of Tom's guesses were a little bit rude. I think he was certainly playing the numbers there a little bit, and I think I was perhaps over generous, but then that is my nature. I am a very generous person. Maybe next time both of us will learn a little something about each other for the next round of this game. If you want to see more of this kind of stuff, please do like, comment and subscribe. We really enjoy making it, and we hope you enjoy listening to it, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.